Are strangers your best accountability partner? Somebody who doesn't know you, somebody you just met, they might help you achieve the biggest, most audacious goals in your life. Today, why are men still struggling with vulnerability? Guys, come on, guys, shed a tear, show some emotion, show some love.
I've been training for almost a year. Get the fuck, come back when you've been training for 5.
Why not get up with a purpose or a mission? Why do you get up at 8 for the rest of your day? Like, I'm getting up for my show. I check the box. It's my accountability check-in, and I'm building something. I'm thinking that there's a lot of value in finding a stranger helping you achieve an audacious goal, because a stranger can be brutally honest with you.
That person that's trying to direct traffic can't fucking direct their own traffic. So who the hell is going to listen to them?
We create our own structure. Like, nobody has to tell Johnny to get up. Nobody has to tell me to get up. Nobody has to tell Keith to get up. Once we're done with school, a lot of people lose their shit.
Yes.
Outside of going to work, there's no other structure in their lives. And people struggle with that.
People are always talking about accountability partners. And I say, in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't want to downplay that because people need that.
Yes.
But that's just to get the fucking bird off the ground. For me to get where I want to go, I need to depend on me and me alone. And that's where accountability, the root of accountability, comes down to one simple thing. Can you honor the word to yourself? When you say you're going to do something, every time you say you're going to do something, you better fucking do it. That's the root of accountability right there. Being strong when you're tired, that's what that sport's all about.
Why strangers make the best accountability partners. Being a business athlete isn't about doing all of the things. No, it's about having the guts to say no to the distractions around you, even when they're disguised as opportunities. I'm suspecting that there's power in hiring a complete stranger to help me reach my most audacious goals.
So I think that's the best way. Like I mentioned earlier, you're not going to look at your family members as the best source of honesty.
The desire to avoid embarrassment or appear unreliable can create a stronger incentive to follow through on a commitment made to a stranger.
The goal is, I'm going to kick your ass out of the nest and I want to see you fly. I don't want you fucking smashing your teeth out when you hit the ground because you're not downloading and understanding the shit that I'm trying to teach you.
I'm trying to help you develop new habits and create a new routine. So just because I might be sick or take a vacation or something does not mean you don't need to go as well.
Much of the industry is telling people what to do, but then when the telling stops, the failure begins. This anonymity really encouraged honesty. Because I didn't know her, I was really comfortable just being, because she told me what her goal was. And I'm like, okay, you're telling me one thing, but you're doing another thing.
You don't care what you did in the past. Glorify what you did in the past is only going to hold you back. You can't have the glory days syndrome. We don't care that you played high school basketball in 1999 because at the end of the day, it's not doing anything for you. Stop thinking about the past. It's okay to talk about it, but don't let that be the excuse for why you're not on top of your fitness.
Nobody gives a shit about what you did yesterday. You got to re-earn your stripes every day.
Waking up at 50, 52, when talking got a lot to contribute to society here.
I think this guy from the 80s is going to get these young fools. They don't know who he is and they don't care. So you can't let it go. So it's like, what is this guy doing now?
He changed everything. So Patrick was great. He was, like I said, he thrived in the NBA.
Yeah.
But you didn't see him fucking turning the goddamn headlines upside down all the time like Deion Sanders. He turns a lot of shit upside down.
Yes.
That's what he did. He just turned it. That's how he gets from point A to point B. Shit gets turned upside down in the process.
Yes.
And I don't mean upside down is bad. He just flips shit over. In 20 years, LeBron could be head coach and do similar to what Deion did because he became these movies. He became bigger than the game too.
There's enough humans in here to fill a hospital ward.
That 5 seconds just cost me like 90 minutes, man.
There's just, I don't know, once I hit 30, man, it just got way less interesting.
For example, my rule for myself is if I'm puking, that's a day that I'll not train. You strip all this shit away. What we're really talking about is exercising discipline.
I found this Reddit feed where there's men still struggling with vulnerability and men still being penalized for talking expressively and using their emotions and talking about emotions.
Simply honoring what you say to yourself is discipline. And when you can do this, everything will change. If you can exercise your discipline every day, you're going to get what you want much faster.
I've noticed that it seems like men that I know in my life basically have been vulnerable, are more likely to try it, but it hasn't been received very well from society or from their significant others or their partners or whatever. I thought this is what everyone wanted me to do. And now I'm doing it. And now I feel like as soon as I start doing it, the perception of me from the people around me, from society and my community, is that I must not be a real man now because I just shared my feelings, or I must be weak. Men come in with a certain amount of hesitancy, and that if I can get them to encourage them to be vulnerable, then that's a great first step.
Somebody asked me the other day, like, who inspires you?
Yeah.
And my answer was odd, but I said me. If you look at yourself first and say, I'm good, but I could be better, then you'll actually look at pathways and be like, okay, if I'm vulnerable with these people and they're not down with it, then I'll go find some other people.
Yep.
If you don't like the fact that I just had a moment of vulnerability and you want to talk shit, that's your deal. But this is the way I feel. And if you don't agree, go disagree over there.
You got to go to the wrong person. Express yourself. Get the response, and that might be the way you have to learn that, hey, this isn't the person for me.
Maybe some men just haven't found their tribe yet, and maybe that's the big problem.
The whole goal is to empower the individual, to let them know that they're capable of doing whatever they want to do, right?
When a person is vulnerable and they explain how they feel, that's how they feel. Now, if you're doing with the expectation of a certain response, the odds are you're going to get let down.
Don't only expect to get and not give. That's insane.
Please stop giving me shit with the idea that I'm going to give you something back.
If you get resistance and you get pushback, there's a good chance you're doing the right thing. Just keep going, keep working through it.
If somebody's talking smack about you, then you're actually on the right track. But if we're still the same as we were yesterday, we're not moving any further ahead.
If you're just casually approaching getting better, you're going to get casual results.
We got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
And my emotions are my responsibility. They're not yours. They're mine. My own mirror, my emotions are my responsibility. How I choose to handle them is entirely up to me. Growth truly requires discomfort.
If you can learn to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, now you've really changed the paradigm of how your life evolves.
Setting, maintaining healthy boundaries used to feel selfish to me. Now I understand that clear boundaries are actually opportunities.
You should never get with anyone to solve a problem, ever. If you don't know enough about you, it's almost irresponsible to bring someone else on that ride because you have more work to do before you can possibly invest in someone else. When the agency hit our first $1 million a year, I burnt out twice in that same year. The less you can do alone, the further you will go. Autonomy is really important because what is autonomy? It's the ability to say yes or no without fear. And these people have a ton of fear about saying no. If I can help even one person prevent burnout and be successful along the way, then that's my life's mission.
We don't talk work-life balance here. Nope. Doesn't exist in the real world. Not at all, baby. Preaching values you don't follow is why your team's engaging with shit. If you're gonna talk work-life balance and then inundate your team with a bunch of crap outside of that statement, nobody's going to follow you. We're looking for somebody who's not afraid to do the shit that others won't do. Like myself, or Johnny, or Marty.